want to do today, I want to talk about the kinds of contacts you're making. You know, there's really three kinds of contacts I want to talk about. There's what I call casual contacts. These are people you meet for the first time. There's no loyalty. For instance, if I meet you today for the first time and I want to borrow $5,000 from you, what's the likelihood you're going to give me $5,000? I don't think you're going to do that. So that's a casual contact. They're nice. Nothing wrong with casual contacts. You meet them all the time. Now, another contact you're going to meet are what I call strong contacts. These are people you have tremendous loyalty with. Think about it. Let's say you and I knew each other for the last 20 years, and every time you needed some help, I was always there for you. You needed money. I always gave it to you if I had it. Now, if I come to you now and I say, hey, Steve, can you help me out? Do you have $5,000 you can loan me? The chances of you giving it to me, if you have it, are more likely. Why is that? Because we're strong contacts, right? So now I want you to think about the people you know, right? You probably know so many hundreds or thousands of people. How many of them are really strong contacts? And I'll bet you can't come up with more than about a half a dozen, maybe 12, at the most 10, 5. People that are loyal that would give you $5,000 if they had it. But you got so many more of what we call casual contacts. Well, the way you go from casual into strong is you've got to invest time. The biggest investment you make is you invest time. You've got to meet with people, you've got to get to know people, and the more you know about people, the more likely is you can help them. Now, I got to tell you about this last contact. It's called contact spheres. Contact spheres are interrelated types of people that provide a natural flow of business to one another. Let me give you a couple examples. I go to my primary care health physician, and I'm telling him I'm having a problem with my shoulder, my rotator cuff maybe, and he refers me to the, you're right, the orthopedic doctor, right? I mean, isn't that what he does? So I go to the orthopedic doctor. What do? Well, they take pictures and they take x-rays or they do whatever they do and they give me a shot. And the bottom line is it sounds like maybe it has something to do with my nervous system. So what does the orthopedic doctor now do? That's right. He refers me to the neurologist. And they stick the needles in here and they're doing their thing. And the next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, I go back, nobody finds anything wrong. And they bring me back to my primary care health physician. He says, how you doing, Ron? I say, you know, it still really bugs me. And you know what he says to me? He says, well, maybe what I should do is refer you to the physical therapist. Right? Think about that for a second, right? So now they're going to work with me and get my shoulder going and do some exercise. So you see, that's the natural flow of business. Now, if we were all in the wedding business, right? If all of us were hanging out in the wedding business and I was a portrait photographer, well, I want to meet people like what? Like portrait photographers, okay, travel agents, limo service, somebody that owns a venue where you can hold a wedding. What about a florist? What about a caterer? What about somebody that owns a formal wear company? What about somebody that makes beautiful cakes for weddings? You see, if one of you get the wedding, you all can. So when you go to networking events, I want you to meet everybody you can when you meet them. If you've never met them before and you're casual, greet them, make the connection, keep moving on. When you see people that you've known for a long period of time, always thank them. It's always great to see them. But when you see somebody that's a natural flow of business to you, I'm a property and casualty insurance agent, and I meet somebody that sells life and health, that's a natural flow. You always take a little bit more time with those kinds of people the first time you meet. So my suggestion is when you go out and you're networking and you want to be more productive than you've ever been, be very clear about who's strong, casual, know your contact spheres, the interrelated types of people providing a natural flow of business to you, and you'll take your business to the next level.